what was it like when you got in that locker room and there's Ray Lewis? And what is that
man.
like when you're a rookie and there he is and you know what he's already built and you know what he demands of people? What was that like?
The intimidation is real, and, you know, his legend doesn't really do him any justice is because it was you are playing with this for real life, larger than life player. You know what I mean? It wasn't just him. You know, it was Ed Reed also. They kind of went hand in hand, and then you had the gentle giant J.O., who was on the offense side of the ball, didn't talk much, didn't say much, but you know, was probably the hands down the best left tackle ever play football. So I mean, we had all these guys in one locker room.
But I guess then you get out on a field and there's Ray behind you, right? And you need to do your job so he can do his, and Ed can do his behind him. What sort of pressure is that for a young kid coming off the campus at Arizona State?
It's tremendous pressure. Tremendous pressure. It's like, yo, just don't mess this up. You know what I mean? And be where you're supposed to be. You know, when you're a college kid coming out, you know something about, you know, team sport, but when you get into, you know, the big show, the big leagues, and you got those kind of players there, they teach you about accountability. You know what I mean? And those guys really depend on you to not only know your stuff, but to know your opponent. You know what I mean? And study, and your study habit. They require you to be a professional 24/7, not just, you know, when you're at the building, but when you're off the field as well. And you know what I mean? I mean, they expect that out of you because they expect that out of themselves. So, I mean, you don't get better teammates than that.
Terrell Suggs here on the Rich Eisen Show. What was it like in that locker room when the lights went out in the Superdome for the Super Bowl?
Oh, man, it was just like, you know, it was a lot going on, especially, you know, with Roger Goodell and finding all of us and all of that. But when, you know, we was up pretty big when that happened. I don't know, we was up 28-3 or 28-7 or something like that. Something like that. We were up pretty big, and the lights went out on us, and then all of a sudden they made this comeback, and now it's a game. But you know, we finished it out. But it was hands down the most craziest thing I've ever been a part of in a football game.
Well, how did you stay calm? I mean, what happened? I mean, you just go back.
Well, we just thought, you know, we didn't think it was going to take as long as it did for the lights to come back on, but it took like an hour or so. But we just thought, you know, they were just going to flip the switch, lights come back on, we were going to get back to this rally. But it didn't happen like that. It didn't happen like that at all. I just remember Harb saying, stay loose, and all of that. And, you know, and Ray was like, yo, they're not going to stop us. They're not going to stop us, you know, because that was his last game. And we just wouldn't be denied. They made a run at it, though.
Yeah,
made a run at it, though. Colin Kaepernick, they did a great job of rallying back. You know what I mean? And it like scared all of us. They never took the lead, though. We never gave up the lead.
Well, it was 28-6 when the lights went out. And so in telling the story, Terrell Suggs, you mentioned Roger Goodell's name, the commissioner of the NFL's name. Are you like Ray? You think somebody pulled the plug because the Ravens were up too big? Are you?
I mean, you know, we'll leave that to the conspiracy theories.
Well, Ray's been pounding that table quite a bit. He says that a lot.
I don't know. You know, if my leader says it, then yeah, definitely NFL was after it. You know what I'm saying? The NFL was up to something, but we'll leave that for the conspiracy theorists. We were, but we were just out there having a blast, man. We was having a blast. You know, that was also Randy Moss' last game too, and he was out there, and it was a real. The storylines in that game was crazy. You know what I mean? And you know, it was the first time two brothers ever met.
That's right.
In a Super Bowl. So the storylines were crazy. You know what I mean? And you know, we just had fun with it. We had fun with it. And that was really the last time all of us was together. And like I always say, you know, New Orleans is special to me. And I just remember us riding on the bus. That's like that whole week. I told all of them, like, yo, man, I love y'all. Man. I love y'all. Like I couldn't say it enough. You know, it was a really special ride.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.